Welcome to Makande Gymnasium for Game 1 of the 2025 KNBL Finals, where the Kenya Ports Authority took care of business against the Ulinzi Warriors to book their ticket of what will be a repeat of the 2024 season finals against the undefeated Nairobi City Thunder. Hello everybody, I'm Silale Shani courtside alongside my games partner Tranel Aaron, and we'll be taking you through this much anticipated final series that kicks off from Mombasa for the first two games, and then we'll head back to Nairobi. The Thunder have not tasted a loss in home soil since 2022.
It feels like since time immemorial.
It feels like it was in the 90s that they had their last loss. But ever since this Thunder team got a new look, new management, new everything really, they became a different animal altogether, and they now enter this finals for the second time since that new look team began without a single loss. That's a huge feat, Tranel.
They haven't tasted a lot, like literally in 2 whole seasons of basketball, they are yet to get a yellow sheet.
Now, you know, it's very tough to play with a target on your back. And I had a conversation with Coach T9 before this game, and I asked him what that means to him. How does that affect their mentality heading into this game? But you know what? This team have their eye on the prize, and I know you know what that prize is, Tranel. They're thinking much bigger than Kenya. They're thinking African domination.
Yes.
Only way to get there is winning this finals, getting to the road to the BAL, winning that, and then getting into the BAL. But first, the mountain they must climb, Kenya Ports Authority, who are feeling very confident in their home court.
Yes, they are, especially coming off that tough grind against Ulinzi. You know, they showed a lot of mental toughness more than anything. And Thunder, if you want to go up against Thunder, apart from being physically tough, you have to be locked in mentally also. For the Nairobi City Thunder, I know a lot has been said about them, and it's a funny thing you mentioned Coach Kari or the Ambo coach, or as we refer to him as Coach T9. He's a coach who has been there, done that. At some point, he won 4 in a row with Cooperative when he was coaching, so he knows what it takes to play at that high level.
As we see the Kenya Ports Authority heading out onto the floor, they finished the regular season 18-4, and that was on the back of impressive performances of number 10 and number 5 on your screens up there, Tobias and Lennox Wanje. But what do you think are the keys to the series for KPA to take down this Nairobi City Thunder squad?
First of all, KPA need to totally dominate the paint. KPA, I think their strong point or the advantage they have over the Nairobi City Thunder is in the paint. Even in the game that they played in the regular season that went to overtime, it was mainly because of the dominance of Bramwell and Spencer in the paint. Because Nairobi City Thunder, they are known to play small ball, where they normally feel that their lineup is 4 wing players and 1 traditional big man. So KPA need to take advantage of that. And then they need to be disciplined on defense. You cannot overreact to whatever Thunder are doing. If they hit a big shot this time, fine, it's gone. Next time, come back and try and play better defense. So to me, those would be the 2 keys for KPA. And speaking about defense, Spencer Morel always gets himself into foul trouble. So he needs to be disciplined, as he's a vital part of what KPA are doing this season.
All right, all the players are out on the floor. Let's head on down and listen in on the national anthem. as the teams now start doing their final warm-ups and final conversations before this game gets underway. An exciting matchup. The semifinals, I must say, was very, very thrilling, Charnel, especially between Kenya Ports Authority and the Ulinzi Warriors. And walking away with that victory. Credit to Ulinzi, being a young squad, being able to take KPA down to the wire on several games. But it just wasn't enough to take down Kenya Ports Authority. Now, KPA, a dynasty team.
Yes, they are.
Wealth of more experience than Nairobi City Thunder, but if we're talking about the talent pound for pound, Nairobi City Thunder just can't be beat.
Yeah, maybe I would have just a slight different opinion, very slight. Because even if you notice KP at the beginning of the season, they went into what people called rebuild mode, and because of that, there's a number of players who they had, the old guard, the Martin Kitongos and the guys, they left, and they also went into a totally new phase. Like they brought in the likes of Trevor, Megan Yamo, Eric, Monte Kimba. These are all players who had not played at this high of a level before. So it's exciting to see also KPA with what they've been able to do this season. Now, when we talk about experience, almost arguably 7 out of the 12 players on Thunder, they are current national team players. And they've played at very high stages. We have the likes of the decorated Tyler Ongwae, who's played overseas at a very high level. And so this is going to be a very interesting matchup.
I think it is good to see Albert Odero suited up. He's been struggling with a hamstring injury, and we've not seen him play in the playoffs this entire series.
Well, judging by the dunk he just did in the warm-up line, I think that hamstring is fine. This guy, his flight is uncanny. Like, his vertical takeoff, it's crazy.
They don't call him Kenya Airways for no reason.
It's
great to see him healthy, great to see him back with his squad. I know he really wanted to be here and be a part of the team when they take on this final series. And that puts Nairobi City Thunder in a great place. But a player that I'd like us to talk a little bit more about is Desmond Owili for Kenya Ports Authority. And when I saw him walk into the gym, I think when a lot of us saw him walk into the gym, we're like, okay, now we got a game. Now we've got a game. We know how Kenya Ports Authority rely on their inside play, and having a big fella in the paint and the absence of Mushina was huge for them.
Yes, this is definitely the finals, and KPA they haven't held any stops. They've brought out the big guns. And I think that Desmond will give a depth of physicality, of experience inside the paint. In the series against Ulinzi, whenever Spencer went to the bench, there was a bit of a struggle to keep up. Yeah, and even if you look at the last 5 game stats that are on your screen, like for example, I would like to focus on the 2-point percentage. It is pretty much evenly matched. So even as much as people talk about Thunder being the superior team, but I think that KP have a really good chance in this game. And I don't think it will be as easy as people out there are saying. Given that Thunder is unbeaten, it's a bit harder. Because people really come at you hard. Like when you play the top team, you have to bring your A game. But when you're playing a mid-level or low-level team in the table, you assume to think that it's easy. But when you're playing the Thunder, you have to bring your A game.
You got to be on your A game when you're playing against Thunder, and that's the team roster up on your screens for Nairobi City Thunder. And now we got KPA. Again, the addition of Desmond Owili will be massive for Kenya Ports Authority, a national team player plying his trade in Australia right now. And Charnel, I was talking about it off air, but I will say it on air. He's leaned up. He's looking lean. He's looking mean. He looks focused.
He looks very much in shape.
It might be a game changer for Kenya Port's authority. We also have to talk about number 10, Tobias Odhiambo. He was huge in the semifinals. I heard Philip saying that he should become the governor, the senator, the president.
Philip said that he should become the governor of Mombasa. And I said, maybe the governor of Makande. No, but he was huge, especially in the closeout game. That was game 4 with their season on the line. He showed up. He showed up huge. And somebody like Tobias Odhiambo, he's such a high energy player. I normally call him an energizer bunny.
And I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. As we see, NCT have already taken the stage. There's a calm before the storm in this arena right now.
Yes.
And you can kind of sense it as Kenya Ports Authority now get ready to join them on the floor.
I think so far both teams are going with the starting lineups that they've been using the whole playoffs. For the KPA, this is the starting lineup they used the whole series against Ulinzi. For NCT, this has been their starting lineup for a couple of games now. So there is not much change in that. But then, as the game goes on, at times your bench really goes a long way in determining who wins the game.
As you can see up on your screens, although he's a bit hidden, that's going to be Coach Brad Ibsen. And I think it's fair to call him a rookie coach. He is someone who has really stepped into the big stage over the last several years. Again, lots of coaching experience, but coaching at the BAL level, coaching at finals level here in our domestic league, he has done a phenomenal job. And now he's got one more test on home soil to defeat Kenya Ports Authority. The team in white with the ball. Game is underway. Tobias with the runner. Not going to get there. Okal, one of those players who's huge for Nairobi City Thunder on the boards.
Definitely. And if NCT are going to win, they can't only rely on their offensive prowess, but they are going to have to play defense against this KPA team, which is relentless, especially with the home crowd backing them. First touch by Spencer. He wants to play Okal. Kicked out to Gary Wekesa. Tough fadeaway shot blocked by Eugene Adera.
Adera to bring the ball up. Adera, such an intelligent player, slices through the defense to get NCT up on the board first. Here comes Tobias now with the ball.
That was such a pretty play. And to me, arguably, Eugene Adera is one of the best transitional guards in the country.
Tobias trying to shake off his defender. Yes! Hits him with a crossover and then the nice finish at the rack. That was a tough move. And these guards going at it. Now we see the block against Koranga. Coach Brad Ibbs wanted the foul call, accepted the fate. It's going to be a KPA ball.
It's between last season and this season. I think this season he has been getting fired up more at the referees.
Spencer, we got a whistle on the floor before the attempt. Or is the basket going to count? No.
No.
And Morrell Spencer, he had a monstrous 30-point game against Nairobi City Thunder. I can't remember if it was game 1 or game 2.
At home here.
At home here. So, trust me, NCT are going to be taking him very, very seriously. And that front court defense has to come into huge play for NCT. Tobias thought about the shot. Looks like he's gone for the mid-range. Mid-range is good. Tobias Odhiambo. Shooter's touch already there.
Let's say so far it is Tobias 4, NCT 2. And you mentioned Spencer. Spencer is coming into this series having averaged 16 points and 15 rebounds against Ulinzi. Those are monster numbers.
Those are monster numbers. A double-double for him. Wakesa now. Oh, the hesitation. And then the finish, they're going to call a double dribble. And we didn't have the angle to get a good look at that play. But he might have touched it with his other hand on that hesitation.
I think the ball slipped out of his hands, then he collected it again and went up for the shot.
Koranga. Hand off to Adera. Adera. Good look at the cup. The basket likes what it receives. And NCT now leading 5-4.
So far it's Eugene Adera 5, Obaso Diambo 4.
And then look at the block from Koranga. Ding now on the drive. That's great defensive effort. But better offense gets NCT the bucket, and Garang Ding. We didn't talk about him before this game started, but listen, I'm hearing whispers of a potential MVP for the league, or for at least for the finals.
Well, he definitely deserves it. He is coming into this series averaging 21 points against Umoja.
Oh, Kisilu robbed. Buluma with the putback.
For a minute there, I almost thought that he was going to dunk it. That's how high he was.
He certainly got up there. He certainly got up there. Now the ball poked out of bounds by Odiambo.
With 6 minutes and 19 seconds left in this first quarter.
Second game of the day. Earlier on, we saw KPA narrowly squeeze away the victory from Z-Tech Sparks, 49-48. And now they are part of the fans who will be cheering on the boys as they face NCT. We got a 1 point game, just over 6 minutes on the game clock, the first quarter of this game. Eugene Adera got it up the wing. Thunder trying to set something up. They feed the ball in to Ongwai. Ongwai fires. Shooter's touch not there yet.
But he is not the type of player that you want to give too many open shots.
Kisilu almost loses it. Morel Spencer, mid-range game, no. He's off the mark. Adera to bring the ball up. Adera crossover, kicks it out for the shot. No, Garang Ding goes in, tries to Eurostep it. And it's a foul called.
Wait, just hold on a minute.
Kisilu.
How did Eugene Adera see Garang in the far corner?
It's understanding that he is supposed to be there. And
So-
as a coach, you know this.
Yes.
Whenever you have that center lane drive, there must be
Someone.
shooters in the corner.
Yes.
So he knew someone had to be there. And now Garang Ding to shoot a couple of free throws. A bit too soft on that first attempt.
And since you mentioned the system, I doubt that there's a team currently in the league that trusts their system better than the Thunder. Like, they really get into their spots. Everybody knows their role. They know where they're supposed to be. And it really doesn't matter who scores, because their play has so many options where anyone can score. And they get their points and their statistics through the system, as opposed to individual dominance. Rather, they individually dominate through the system. It kind of reminds me of the San Antonio Spurs, where they had superstars, but they were superstars through the system.
Shout out Greg Popovich, recently retired. Wakesa, he's got Ding on him. Gets it out to Toby. Toby fires, comes up short. Rebound has been chased down. Kenya Ports Authority with another chance. There's a slip on the floor. KPA 5 to shoot. Tough attempt. And Nairobi City Thunder, great defense on their side, made sure that KPA come up with an empty possession. Ogechi now, he's got it at the wing. And there's a lot of contact in that play. It looks like the offensive foul was called on Fidel Okoth. Eric our phenomenal international referee on your screens earlier there. It's great to have him here.
Yes, indeed. And I would expect nothing less. This is the biggest stage, so we would expect the top level referees. As Spencer loses the ball, it got tied up in between his feet, and Eugene Adera quickly comes down the other way, and he sees an opening, gets all the way to the cup.
Eugene Adera, I call him one of the most underrated point guards, not just in Kenya, in Africa. I saw him play at the Basketball Africa League.
And he showed up.
He showed up. He showed up and he showed out. He kept NCT in a lot of games. He was making the right decisions playing at that level. And the streets need to talk more about him. Morrell Spencer got the bump and managed to get that shot up. So he'll head to the free throw line. And NCT now with a 4-point lead.
Since we are still on Eugene Adera, I said it before and I'll say it again. I think he is the best transitional guard in the country right now. Like out in the open floor, on the transition, it's really, really, really hard to stop him. As we see Desmond Owili about to check in, Lennox Wanji has checked in for the first time alongside Trevor Opio. They've checked in for Toby and for Gary Wekesa.
So Morrell Spencer to shoot a couple freebies here. Try and cut down this 4-point lead to 2. He's off the mark, and
coming off the Ulinzi series, I would say that he rarely missed from the free throw line. There's a game, the couple of games where he went 6 out of 8, 7 out of 9 from the line. As James Mwangi called with the travel, he tried to bamboozle the referees.
He's a bamboozler, that one.
and James Mwangi has been doing this for so many years now.
It's good to see him still wearing a jersey, still productive. Many of his mates have retired. James, we're not saying you should retire, but look at that.
The writing is on
Great
the wall.
Defensive effort from Garang, and the nice left-handed finger roll finish picks the pocket of Buluma. And now Wanje on the other end with the response, no. Nairobi City Thunder's transition offense in full speed right now. Many thanks to their point guard, Adera Ongwai. He's at the wing. He's got 2 on him. Ball is stolen. Buluma for revenge. Yes!
That's Trevor.
That was Trevor.
Yeah, that's Trevor Opio.
You can't tell me they don't look like brothers.
By the they do. They do. At first glance, Martin Buluma definitely has a resemblance to Trevor.
Oh, but that's a great take from Opio. And now Adera with Odero with the up and under finish.
You went fancy with some English. The referee has just issued a warning that after he scored the basket, he's not supposed to touch the ball. So he has issued him with a warning.
Albert Odero, welcome back to Kenyan basketball. The game missed you. Thunder now leading 14-8. Wanje, hesitation, tries to kick it out. The ball stolen. Here comes NCT on transition. This could be something. Ongwai, just a little bit too high.
They were going for the highlight. They were going for the highlight.
That would have sent the gym on their feet, and there are more KPA fans than there are NCT fans, but you got to respect the game. And if Ongwai had gone that flush, everyone would have been on their feet.
Also a big shout out to the Nairobi City Thunder fans. They normally travel in large numbers.
Wanje weaving through the defense, ball is stolen. Ding on the lane, and Thunder starting to have fun here. They've pulled away to an 8-point lead with 2:25 on the game clock. A timeout has to be called for Kenya Ports Authority, finding themselves in murky waters. Just taking a look at that replay. Great effort. Steal turns to offense. turns to a bucket.
I mean, so far, Nairobi City Thunder they're playing the passing lanes near to perfection, and that shows you the importance of off-ball defense. KPA need to relax and calm down. So far, I think they haven't yet played their brand of basketball, and they are playing against the name Thunder as opposed to the players Thunder, if you get what I mean.
No, I totally understand you, and they have to understand that there are a lot of advantages working in their favor right now. They're at home court. They've got their crowd with them. They just need to trust in their basketball and execute. And really, that was one of the focuses for Thunder coming into this series. They said they must focus on their execution. They must win the glass. They have to make their shots and convert possessions. And Kenya Ports Authority, they've been getting the possessions, but they've not been able to convert them to points.
So far, KPA, they haven't been able to establish dominance in the paint, which is one of their strong points. And as you can see, the only person who has, put an effort is Toby. But one of KPA's strong points is them playing in the paint. And they haven't been able to get that to go. The few times that they did, something good happened. Spencer Morel was fouled. Then he went to the free throw line. So I think they need to get back to playing their brand of basketball. And also they are known for their physicality, which we haven't seen from them so far.
We got a foul picked up by Albert Odero, a reach-in foul. So we got a reset for Kenya Ports Authority. The PO will. Well, that's Buluma.
That's Buluma.
They look like twins. I promise they look like twins. Wanje at the top of the key. He wants to pass. They managed to feed the post. Owili kicks it back out for the shot. Wanje from downtown. Count it.
That was a beautiful read by Desmond to realize that the whole defense had collapsed on him, and Wanje was wide open for the three. And you see, that's KPA's brand of basketball. The ball goes into the post, and then they play through their big men. Salim Kisilu launches a three, but doesn't get it to drop. As Albert Odero is off to the races, gets all the way. There was a bit of contact there, but the referees wave play on.
There's going to be a travel called on Ding. The mind was willing, the body was weak. And it was one step too many. We got a 5-point game in our hands with 1:37 in this first quarter.
I think that there was a issue with the network connection between the mind and the body.
It happens to the best of us. Wanje at the top of the key. He's got Ogechi on him. Gets past him, tries to kick it out to Owili. Owili is going to take on James Mwangi, and that's a foul called on Mwangi. Great job from Desmond, reading how the defense was playing. He knew there was a lot of contact, was able to sell the foul, so he'll head to the free throw line.
And I cannot say this enough. KPA need to consistently go to and through their big men, because that has been their brand of basketball all season long. And you can't make adjustments now in the playoffs. If you need to trust whatever has got you here. As Desmond sinks the first one, takes his time, and the second one is off.
Mwangi with the board, and now Albert Odero. Cross so quick off the dribble, straight to the cup. And they'll call the foul on the floor. But Albert Odero on that first step.
I had the pleasure of training him at a certain capacity, and I told him, your strength is your first step. He has such an uncanny, quick first step. And size 15 shoes. Maybe also that helps. Now, point to note, after the timeout called by KPA, they have gone on a 4-0 run because scores were 8-16 before the timeout. The scores are 12-16.
So Albert Odero gets the first free throw. Trying to create some distance with this KPA team. If you are listening in, we've got a giveaway coming up, so stay locked in to this page and you could stand a chance to win a free t-shirt. All you have to do is subscribe to Okapi Sports Network. Make sure you're following us on our Instagram page and send us a DM, hashtag #DoMoreSports. So you write the hashtag #DoMoreSports in the DM and you stand a chance to win a t-shirt. And that's a wild pass out to Wanje. Wanje now, 10 to shoot. Got the drive. Mid-range isn't going to get there. Koranga cleans up the trash. Dismas Mbaka now coming up the floor.
Dismas Mbaka, very exciting young player. I think, to me, he's one of the best on-ball defenders in the guard position in the league right now. Fahim had a foot on the line. His pinky toes were on the line, and the referee calls it a 2-point shot. Correctly so. Wanje hand off to Salim. Salim looking to respond. Doesn't get it to drop with a hand in his face. And we have 13 seconds left in this ball game. As Tyler loses, Lennox goes fancy, kicks it out. Derek Ogechi with a 3-point doesn't get it to go. With 2 seconds left in the shot clock. I don't think that Trevor is aware of it as the quarter comes to an end.
In his defense, he wasn't under pressure to convert, really not too much that he could have done in that. But we've got an 8-point lead here with Nairobi City Thunder leading the way. They have dominated with the lead in this first quarter. KPA, on the other hand, as we take a look at some of these highlights right here, firing across all cylinders. Eugene Adera started off the game so quick, and it was a battle between the point guards as him and Tobias Odhiambo traded baskets. And then other players came into the fore, and really it just speaks to the depth of Nairobi City Thunder's team. Right now, we've got 2 players, Garang Ding and Eugene Adera, at 7 points apiece. The next top scorer is Albert Odero at 4 points, and he only came in with playing minimal minutes. So Kenya Ports Authority not really playing to their strengths, but that's not because they're not trying to, but I feel the Thunder are doing such a good job with defense in the paint.
Yeah, and I still say, you see, if doing a certain thing has gotten you to this point, there's no need to move away from it. Right now, Thunder are playing really good defense on KPA, not allowing the ball to get to the post very easily. And generally, we've also seen them have a couple of steals, a couple of deflections, playing the passing lane. So KPA just need to tighten up a bit, be more precise, and to play their brand of basketball.
NCT with 7 steals on the game. KPA with 7 turnovers in the first quarter alone. And that's no way to win a basketball game, so that's adjustments have to be made on that end. But we knew it was going to be a scrappy game. We knew it wasn't going to be pretty. Finals series are rarely pretty. We've had a whole season to play against each other, and it comes down to this, so that's what we can expect as we see the second quarter get underway. Ogechi, he's got Opio on him. That's great defense from Trevor Opio to lock him up and force the turnover.
As Ogechi shakes his head in disbelief, he believed that the last touch was by KPA, but the referee's decision is always final.
So here comes Wanje to bring the ball up. Gets it to Buluma. Buluma drives, tries to find Kisilu on the cut. And the ball is poked out of bounds. Not out of bounds, but there's a whistle on the floor, so a foul.
The the referee felt that Dismas stripped that ball illegally.
Chanel trying to be very diplomatic with his word choices.
Very diplomatic. Desmond Owili with a tough fadeaway jumper with a hand in his face. Doesn't get it to go as Dismas Mbaka brings the ball the other way. Out to Fahim Juma. No hesitation. Launches. By the way, in the series against Umoja, Fahim really came up big. If you watch the series, Fahim really came up big in game 2 and 3.
Wanje now trying to direct traffic. Kicks it out to Buluma. Buluma gets the screen. Thought about the pass. Kicks it into Wanje. Wanje on the drive. A bit too strong off the glass. And now Mbaka could go all the way with it. He does! Beautiful finish for Dismas Mbaka.
That is definitely one for the highlights. He was very aware of the long hands of Desmond Owili and made sure to evade them. As Trevor Pio kicks it out to Lennox Wanje.
Wanje now down the lane. He's got a hand in his face, and that's a great finish from Opio as he jostles with Derek Ogechi coming back down the floor. Listen, if it's not physical, it's not a playoff game. Ooh, Mbaka. Oh my goodness. That step back looked nasty.
It was. It almost sent Trevor down to the floor.
We've got a substitution. Tobias and Morel Spencer check back into the game.
This is something that I mentioned that I would love to see KPA go with 2 big men. Because I still think that that's where their strong point is.
Uluma tries to flip the pass in. Koranga saw it coming. And now we've got NCT on transition. Ongwai called for the carry.
As he shakes his head in disbelief with a sarcastic smile.
You know, Tyler is one of those players who, if he's having an off game, he's calm, and then something just triggers him. And I always say, don't poke the bear.
Never.
Ongwai is one of those bears you just want to poke. You don't want to poke. Because once you get him fired up, like his whole energy changes, and then he becomes this unstoppable player.
Moja can testify to that.
They sure can. We got a timeout on the floor. NCT in the lead, 22 to Kenya Ports Authority's 14 points. The Kenya Ports Authority went on a run and then they're stopped up. They've been stagnant in the last couple of minutes, not been able to convert on their possessions. What do they need to do differently coming out of this timeout, Janelle?
NCT or KPA?
KPA.
KPA. I would love to see the post-up action, especially the high-low, because now they are playing with a double, like they're playing with 2 big men. Both Spencer and Desmond are on the court. Defensively, they need to be disciplined. First of all, you can never leave NCT to run in open court, and then always beware of their handoffs. The play that they run, there's somebody who asked, how many plays do NCT run in a game? And somebody said like 4 or 5. No, they only run 1 play that has about 5 options. And they hand the ball so much off at the top of the key. So you need to be aware of the switch. They literally hunt for the matchup they want.
Rumor has it NCT have a playbook as big as an encyclopedia. You guys who are listening in need to confirm this rumor. Is it true or is it false? Desmond Owili pulls up for the mid-range. Fahim snatches down the boards. Here comes Adera. Adera stopped by Odiambo. Ongwai from downtown, no. That's a big rebound from Wakesa now. Wakesa trying to go all the way with it. Look at the rejection at the summit from Fahim Juma.
Fahim Juma met him all the way up there and had something to say about it.
The thing, you know, is it's terrible when you get blocked like that and the guy who blocked you walks away with a smile on his face. What do you do? Where do you look? How do you adjust yourself?
That's to add insult to injury.
But it has been called a foul, so Wakesa looking to chip away at this Thunder lead. Rims out on the first attempt. 7 minutes, 12 seconds to go in this game. Time is flying. And Kenya Port's authority, you can't really say that they've hit their offensive rhythm just yet.
Yes. I fully agree with you.
But as you said over and over again, as Wakesa gets the second free throw, this is a team with a wealth of experience. They know how to play when they're down. They know how to lock in when it's time. As Odero, slippery on that court, it's looking like. And he tries to slice through 3 defenders. No one can tell Albert Odero it can't be done.
Well, his coach can while he sits him on the bench.
There's going to be an inbound from Odero.
Albert Odero is a very physical player, and he doesn't back down from contact.
Ding feeds the post, kick back out to Odero.
5 seconds on the clock.
Odero has to shoot it. Got a reset. Ding this time. Finds the bottom of the net. And Gavrang Ding. 10 points for him now. First player to reach double digits.
Oh, what a block by Okal Koranga. He had something to say about that move by Spencer. And Tyler goes all the way, gets the basket and the foul. Did you see how quickly they shifted from defense to offense?
I told you don't poke the bear. I warned you. And now Tyler on the line with an opportunity to make it a 3-point play.
First of all, let's just appreciate the block by Okal Koranga. It's pretty hard to match up with Spencer, who's a very physical player down low. And for Okal to time that block to perfection without the foul, amazing.
Koranga's another one of those players who doesn't mind doing the dirty work. You know, he doesn't mind taking the contact. He doesn't mind guarding. Look at another block from Koranga. They're going to call the foul this time against Morel Spencer. But Koranga is one of those players who you want him to take the people that are hard to guard, especially in that low block.
He's very hard to guard because he's such a physical force down there. And he'll pound you. You know, somebody from Ulinzi was telling me, I will not mention him, but he's a big man. He's like, playing against Morel, first of all, when you're on the court, you need your full focus and concentration. And then by the time you go home, your body is paining because of the way he bumps you every time.
Listen, it's hot in the kitchen. You can't handle the heat, get out.
Get out.
Get out. So Morel Spencer converts the first free throw.
As Thunder silently build their lead up to an 11-point lead.
Once the lead starts getting in double digits, things get tricky. Things get very tricky. Again, a low-scoring first half for KPA. But I would say it's a low-scoring first half for Nairobi City Thunder as well. And again, no surprise considering what stage we are in the postseason. Adera now, center drive, tries to go all the way with a dish to Odero. Odero misses. Spencer on the boards. Tobias now trying to push it. Switches to the left hand. Adera had him locked up. We got Buluma unable to connect on the midi. Now Ongwae steps into the 3-point shot. NCT come up with an empty possession. Tobias at the top of the key. He had the space to shoot it. He does. Off the mark on that attempt. Gets the ball back. Decides to drive and kick, and they've called a foul on the floor. So it's going to be a side ball.
You know, there are certain players who are very clever. The moment they feel the contact, even if they're in no position, they will flip it up. So now the ball is going to the side because Tobias passed it out. But the moment he felt that contact, he just flipped it up, anticipating the foul call.
Quick reads are crucial when it comes to basketball. But Tobias still ends up to the free throw line.
Because NCT are over the foul limit. They're at 5 team fouls.
So KPA now in the bonus.
Yeah. Initially, it had been called as an out of bounds play. But then the table corrected them. They're over the foul limit. And this could be huge for NCT. The fact that they are over the foul limit with 5 minutes and 17 seconds to go.
Well, it's important that Kenya Ports Authority make that read, make that understanding, interpret that this is how they need to play to take advantage of the fact that they are in the bonus.
Now, more than ever, if I was the KPA coach, I would try to play through my big men every single possession.
And Spencer does a good job of drawing the foul.
He does.
He gets very active around the rim.
Very.
Tobias gets the second free throw, and the lead now back to single digits for NCT. Desmond Owili has a breather.
Salim Kisilu checks in.
Adera takes his time, bringing the ball up. Kicks it out to Okoth. Okoth handoff to Ongwae. Ongwae to Odero. Odero looks like he wants to go all the way with it. Stop and pop. Too strong.
And then also one thing about Albert Odero is how high he gets for his jump shot and the hang time he has. Salim Kisilu left wide open, doesn't connect. It's an air ball. I think somebody must have left the window open. Salim, he reloads. This time it's a bit short. Landing with the no-look pass, and Fidel wasn't expecting it at all.
I think the pass was also a little bit too high.
I mean, it's Fidel. He's a big guy.
You know, in those situations, I used to argue with my guards about whether the fault was there. The turnover should be theirs or mine.
Yours.
And it really depends on how your guard plays. Oh my goodness, Tobias Odhiambo!
Absolutely fearless. It's challenging the big trees. Ooh! That's Albert Odero with the quick response. 3 seconds. 3 seconds of difference, and we got a highlight.
Nairobi City Thunder on transition must be studied. Now Adera on the fast break. Kicks it out. We got a shot coming. Ongwae couldn't get it to drop. Guess it will bring the ball up on the other way. But Albert Odero, oh my lord. We got a little stoppage. We've got the buzzer. And it's just
I'm wondering why.
No, it's just, I think it's just a technical issue. As you see, KPA trying to take advantage of it to have some quick words. But listen, there was a time where fans, when Albert Odero first came to Kenya, fans would come to the gym to watch a Thunder game, knowing full well it will be a blowout game, but just to see Albert Odero in action. And just to see just how high he can jump and what kind of dunks he'd be doing in that particular matchup. It's been a while since we've seen that kind of reception from a basketball player in Kenya.
Last season, he was who he thought he was. I mean, unless my eyes are deceiving me, I think the rim is still shaking.
It really is. We might need a close-up of it, but it's definitely still shaking.
Albert Odero last season, he was a walking poster. Like, literally, if you just give him half a second or half a step, the next thing you will find yourself trending in the basketball scenes. There seems to be a stoppage on the court as the referee is sorting out something with the table and trying to explain to Coach Brad.
As they sort that out, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button and like the Okapi Sports Network page. Also, if you follow us on Instagram and DM #DoMoreSports, you stand a chance to win an Okapi Sports Network t-shirt. They got them in black. They got them in white. So, do you have a t-shirt, Turnell?
No, I was just about to ask you, do we qualify also?
You know, we need to talk to management. We need to talk to management. Tobias
Beautiful
Odero.
shake
Oh,
by
my goodness. Wasn't able to finish that attempt, but Adera now trying to go all the way with it. Kisilu on the boards, kicks it out to Opio. Opio to bring the ball up. Finds Wakesa in the corner. Wakesa trying to shake off Dio. And Wakesa, who's usually a fireball from beyond the arcs, been very quiet in this matchup. Who hasn't been quiet is Tobias Odhiambo. Not backing down for anyone, but that's great defense from Nairobi City Thunder. Ogechi now on the baseline drive, reverse lay-in, gets it to fall.
As he gives him the too small sign. I mean, it is a playoffs. You're allowed to talk your talk.
All day. I feel like the kids are too nice these days.
Yeah, exactly. And I know that you fully endorse a little bit of trash talk here and there.
I fully endorse trash talk. I fully endorse that too small sign. Derek Ogechi is a force for the Nairobi City Thunder.
Oh, he is.
And just because of his size, it makes him so hard to stop him.
Right. And then also, you know, whenever people talk about Dio, they focus on his upper body strength, but people very seldom mention the balance he has in his feet. To be able to take that hit, absorb it, and still finish, he has great body balance. As we have Tobias Odhiambo leading the KPA scorers with 8 points. So far, NCT have been able to contain the likes of Spencer and Desmond and Martin Buluma pretty well. Because coming in from last series, the top scorers from KPA were Spencer, Tobias, Martin, then Gary Wekesa. So the rest have been able to be contained pretty well. As the lead is back to a double-digit lead. Ooh, they were almost caught with a 5-second inbound violation.
So back to the action. Odhiambo kicks it out to Opio. Opio feeding the post. Morel Spencer, he's got one on him. Caught great defense. The deflection and then the steal. Ogechi bringing the ball up. Pulls it back out, slows down the offensive possession. And Ogechi off the mark on that attempt. Kisilu to bring the ball up. Tobias is trying to set things up. Not a lot has been working for KPA on the offensive end, and then now the block from Fidel Okoth.
Today the Nairobi City Thunder big men are locked in. That's the third time that Spencer has been blocked. Twice by Okal Koranga and now by Fidel.
Play so nice, we gotta see it twice. And now Adera off like a bullet. Fidel Okoth goes all the way. Swipes through the defense.
The Nairobi City Thunder transition in full play today.
They don't waste any time.
Today their transition is clinical.
Opio now at the top of the key, fires. He felt good about it. Hits the back of the rim. Eugene Adera, we talked about this blistering paced offensive transition. Garang, ding, smooth as you like. Gets it on Nguai. Kick out to the corner. Ogechi, step back. The bounce and the bucket. Nairobi City Thunder are on a roll. KPA, no answer to stop the bleeding. Spencer now at the top of the key. Handoff to Toby. Toby, tough lay-in. And his teammates got to give him the support.
Yeah, I mean, because otherwise by halftime his back will be tired because of carrying them. But hey, this is the playoffs.
So Toby now the only player in double digits as we see the kick out for the long baseline shot. Fidel Okoth having himself a game in this second quarter. We got 32 seconds on the game clock.
As Tobias Odhiambo brings it up, kicks it out to Spencer, gets that handoff again. With Tobias Odhiambo being guarded by Fidel. Comes at the baseline, Gary Wekesa. Gary Wekesa hangs, scores. That was a beautiful move by Gary Wekesa.
That's the support that Odhiambo needs. Totally. Right now, he's the only player in double digits, and to be honest, he seems like the only player who has fire in his belly. Ongwai from downtown. Ongwai finds the bottom of the net just before the buzzer. And what a way to close out the first half for Nairobi City Thunder, who have now taken a commanding lead, 41 points to Kenya Ports Authority, 25.
From where I'm sitting, there still should be time on the game clock because I don't see the players exiting. Oh yeah, now they exit. Hey, this has been a first half, but fortunately for NCT, it's been all NCT. Unfortunately for KPA, they still haven't brought the finals intensity that I expected after watching how intense and how passionate they were against Ulinzi. Today, I'm not feeling that same level of intensity from them.
Well, we still got one more half to go here, ladies and gentlemen. Nairobi City Thunder are on their way to a 20-point lead. KPA doctors have to figure out a way to stop the bleeding. We'll be back with more action in just a moment. Don't go too far.
name is Gift Kiribo. I play position 2 for Spears, and I've been playing basketball for 7 years, since 2017 when I was in high school. Yeah. I feel like everyone thinks about it, but yeah, me personally, I have thought about it. Basketball kama career, like a full-time career, is really nice. If I love sports, so if I get something like that, it would make me happy, and I would obviously accept the offer.
And what do you think, like, why do you think the limitation inakuja wapi to hindering that dream?
Me, the first limitation is kuna few teams. Opportunities ni few, because not many teams take pro players, pro. They're very, very few. Like, especially in Kenya, there are not many pro teams. Like, okay, let me take an example of Thunder. If you look at men's teams, a team you can say is pro is Thunder, maybe KPA and Equity. But what else? It's just them. And when you look at women's team, it's just KPA and Equity. Those are 2 teams, and there's so many players in Kenya. There are like more than 100. Yeah, there are many players who want the same opportunity as I do. Yeah. So it's very difficult, but maybe hard work. Hard work might get you there. Yeah. Jemima, I have. But I don't know her second name, Jemima Equity. But I wouldn't. Saki sound glazed, but kwa hiyo interview I looked at. Locally, I admire to be like Jemima. I want to shoot like her. She's someone I look up to because she plays exactly how I feel I should be playing. Basketball is like my relief from life, and I feel like playing basketball has helped me. It has built my confidence. It has made me a better person. I used to be so timid, but right now I am such a better person. I can do so many things by myself. Basketball has done so much for me. That's why I love it.
Hello, my name is Brian Otieno, head coach at Soccer Plus Academy.
Tulianza kufanya exam Tuesday na tulikuwa tuenda swimming. Tuenda.
Anything else?
Good thing I also improved in science from 64 to 84.
64 to 84. That's 20. Yeah, so apige apate na course. Apige na course. Apige na copy yake. So what we do in a nutshell is every morning when you come to training, let them express themselves, making them share with us how their week has been. Adrian, on you, tell us.
Something. Where? Salam.
Sasa.
Something good?
Yes. We had 7 birthdays in our class.
Jesus.
No,
in one day. Jesus.
That is why you have Jana.
7 birthdays.
18.
Okay.
Something bad. I dropped by 1%.
By 1%. So every kid has to talk, telling us something good or something bad about their week.
That is so sad.
Thursday, okay. Hakuna kitu mzuri. Because when you come to the field, one of the most important acts is communication. As a player, how can you communicate? Then that communication, when you harness it, how does it help you even at home? How does it help you at school? How do you communicate with your mom? How do you communicate with your father? How do you communicate with the teachers? How do you relate with your fellow students? Let's be in the pitch in the next 10 seconds.
Yeah, it was interesting because one kid said he got less by 1%.
Yeah.
And it's a bad thing.
It's a bad thing. Yeah.
It's only 1%. So it's very interesting to see how they think, how they reason, and what they consider is good and bad.
Yeah.
And do you have like a success story about these kids? Like a kid maybe you have seen what they have become, what they were, and what they are now?
Yes, we've had success stories, and one of the success stories, one of the players that is currently with us is called Edward. Nataka kuona vile una stop. Aliacha viatu nyumbani ati ni baridi. Edward, unasimama juu, ukirudi unasimama mahali umeenda, usirudi chini.
Enda juu Edward.
Enda juu Edward. Ready? Set. When Edward came, we thought maybe Edward was shy, but I came to understand that it was not about shyness. It was about Edward not being given a platform in his previous team, a platform to express himself.
Yeah.
So we started to build that. We started working on that. We brought some exercises in the football that could make Edward talk. Let's go again. Mike on my ball. Position. But we are happy when we see him express himself. You know, he's talking, he's smiling. Yeah, so Edward, he was very shy, and that was like 6 months ago. When all this is said and done, that is what will judge us. Let's go, 10 seconds to go. We'll not be judged by how good a player can pass a ball. We'll be judged by how good this player has become.
Welcome back to game one of the best of 5 finals here at KPA Makande Gymnasium between KPA Dockers and the Nairobi City Thunder. Nairobi City Thunder with a commanding 16-point lead to end the first half. A lot of things happening right for them, a lot of things happening wrong for KPA. Looking at these statistics, the 2-point average for KPA is 25% in comparison to Thunder's 56%. Not to mention the 3-point average, 14.3% to Thunder's 33%. KPA are being outplayed by Thunder. Right now, only Toby Odhiambo for KPA has points in the double digits at 10 points. And Thunder are looking like they're playing at home court. So what is going wrong with Kenya Ports Authority here?
First of all, KPA are not playing with the intensity worthy of a final. They are not playing with the passion they played with against the Ulinzi Warriors. This is the finals. You have to show up. If you're fatigued, then that should have been an issue with your coach. He should have known how to manage the training sessions. But right now, KP are not bringing the heat that we expected that is worthy of this stage that they're playing at. And if they don't snap out of their out of the current slump they are in, then this series is as good as done.
So what you're saying, Tornell, is KPA need to play with more heart. They have the tools, they have the clientele and the personnel, rather, to give this Thunder squad a run for their money, but they're just not playing with belief.
They're not playing with belief, they're not playing with the conviction worthy of the finals. And I really think that if KPA can up their energy levels, if they can up their energy decibels, then I think we will have a series on our hands. But if not, then this series is as good as over.
All right, well, it's a new half here. Kenya Ports Authority with an opportunity to come out as the stronger team. They've dug themselves into a 16-point hole, so they're going to have to play a near-perfect game in this third quarter. Feed in to Morel Spencer. Spencer back out to Odhiambo. Odhiambo on the drive. Faranga with a D-board. And now Adera, the floor general, who has been phenomenal for Nairobi City Thunder. He can give the assist, but he can also get a bucket.
And he picks up just where he left off. You know, remember, he like scored the first basket of the game, scored the first basket of the second half. As Tobias Odhiambo looks to make something happen, kicks out to Kisilu. With no good, as Eugene Adera brings it up.
Ogechi now on the baseline. Spin, got him. Dio with a smile on his face.
And he made that shot look so easy.
That's 6 points for Ogechi. Now Toby kicks it out to the corner. Ball stolen from Ogechi. Ongwai with the flush. And let me tell you, this Nairobi City Thunder team are looking good. Game one of the series working entirely in their favor. And I don't know. Like you said, KPA have to dig deep. As we take another look at that replay. Fast break, dunks.
Man, I said it in the first half, I'll say it again. Nairobi City Thunder, they are putting on a transition clinic.
Now Morel Spencer with a field goal. Now the steal. Deflection from Garang Ding, but it's still going to be KPA ball. But we have ourselves a 20-point lead for a Nairobi City Thunder side that doesn't look like they're slowing down at all. Buluma. Feed into Kisilu. Kisilu spin move on Ogechi. Misses everything. Adera to bring the ball up. We talked about the transition offense and how Eugene is so great at bringing the ball up in a minimal amount of time.
As Gary Wakesa hangs, doesn't get it to go. Nice fight by Martin Buluma. Kicks out to Toby. Toby wisely holds things up and he waits for his teammates.
Kick out. Buluma gets it to Spencer. Spencer in traffic. He's fouled, so he'll go to the free throw line.
Spencer was very lucky that he was fouled by Tyler, because otherwise the ball had slipped out of his hands anyway. And Spencer is having a rough free throw shooting, given that he is one of the better free throw shooters as a big man in this league.
He is indeed, and tonight he's shooting 40%.
Which is very uncharacteristic of him.
So the ball is going to be inbounded by Ding. Adera to bring it up. Thunder are looking so comfortable, Tranel. They're looking like this is just a scrimmage on a regular Saturday.
Exactly, because KPA are not doing much to put pressure on them both offensively and defensively. As Grang Ding misses a wide open three, but just the fact that he was so wide open should say a lot. Hand off to Tobias.
Spencer now up top. Time is ticking. Morel Spencer has to make a decision. He's bailed out by Nairobi City Thunder. It's a kick, I believe, so we do have a reset on the half court. It's going to be 14. No, they're correcting the time on the shot clock. It's going to be 3 seconds. So 3 seconds for KPA to make something out of this possession. But the inbound to Odhiambo. Odhiambo has to shoot. Comes up short. It's a shot clock violation, so ball goes down the other end. 6:54 on the game clock here. It's a 20-point lead for Nairobi City Thunder.
I mean, at this rate, KPA really, they need to build something to get them going, even if not to end the game, but even just to go into the next game. Because right now nothing is working. Right.
That's right. Wakesa is stopped. They're going to call a foul. But you're right, nothing is working for Kenya Ports Authority. But for me, it's their body language and the energy that is tough to see. This is KPA's home court. 80% of the fans in this arena are their fans. And they earned every single right to be here at this stage, and they need to remember that. And it's disappointing to see them come out of the halftime with kind of the energy that they finished the first half with. I was hoping that they'd get some epic locker room speech, Coach Carter style.
Yeah.
And then come in here all fired up.
But if anything, they look as equally dejected or even more than the first half. But you know what? I think if they can just get maybe like one or two high energy players, a monster block, a big three, maybe a dunk, it could fire them up. But they need to make it work. You see, giving up such easy baskets when you have arguably the shortest player on the Thunder squad scoring on the biggest player on the KPA squad with his.
Silu fires, drills the three ball, and that's what you mentioned, Tronell, that they need some big plays to just get them back to a high energy state. And let's see if that changes things and that changes the tempo for this KPA team. Koranga now gets it to Ding on the wing. And like that, we got a turnover.
So you need to consider our career and rapping. Ding at the wing.
Kisinu!
And you see, this is the thing. When you make high energy plays, you get the crowd involved, so then you feed off the crowd's energy.
Thunder forced to call a timeout. Huge back-to-back field goals for Kisilu. And it's what KPA need to give them a lifeline in this game. They've managed to cut down the lead by 6 points. Forces Thunder to call the timeout to disrupt the offensive flow. But KPA, they are playing the way everyone in this gym knows them to play now.
Yeah.
What they've been showing us up until this point, I would say is 50% of what they're able to do.
I think in the first half they gave us a totally raw deal. And for example, we still have some minutes in this quarter, and then we have a whole 10 minutes. If they're able to cut the lead down to 10 going into the fourth, trust me, they will have the momentum.
They're back in this game. They finished off the first half with 14.3% from beyond the arc. Now they're up to 27.3% thanks to those back-to-back threes from Kisilu. And, basketball is also momentum. We said it earlier, it's a game of stops and runs. Right now, KPA had the momentum in their side, and that's without going to their bigs. We've said one of the keys to KPA's game is getting their bigs involved. It's clear their bigs are not as active as they would want them to be.
Yeah.
So why not start trying to hit three-point shots?
Yeah.
And then when the defense starts coming out, you can go back to your inside players.
I agree with you. If KP are able to get a stop out of this timeout, that will be huge for them, which they do.
Steal, Odiambo, down the lane, fires. And now Lennox Wanje, huge defensive play with the steal. Here comes Martin Buluma, high off the glass. Ongwai did just enough to disrupt that shot. Now Adera lines it up, unable to knock it down. Big board for Kisilu. Odiambo now trying to set them up, slow down the offense a little bit. Kicks it out to Wanje. Wanje automatic, no.
And there's something that I notice a lot in Kenya, for example, in the States or in other countries, or in countries that are a bit ahead of us basketball-wise. That right there should have been a mismatch when Okal switched out on Toby, and Toby should have asked him for that dance. But instead, he passed the ball out.
Toby, mid-range isn't going to get there. Thunder now bringing the ball up. Albert Odero, given an inch, he'll take a mile. Ongwai, step back, long distance, two! Yes, sir!
Man, that move was pretty.
Ongwai will never shy away from the big moment. I believe that highlight video of him hitting down that clutch three ball, I think it was at the Afro Basket, or was it the Afro Basket qualifiers?
Yeah. It was two ball. It was the Afro Chan.
The Afro Chan, exactly.
Afro Chan, sorry. And when he asked for that dance, and he put it in the work, that motivated Kenyan basketball all around the country. It made us believe again. There's a reason why the ball goes to him in the clutch.
Digging. Gets it to Odero up top. Odero, nice drive and dish. Fidel caught, easy finish for him.
They run that play to perfection.
And listen, just when KPA start to get their hopes up, Nairobi City Thunder go on a scoring run. It's back to a 20-point lead. Now Ding on the fast break. This could be something. Oh, that's great recovery from Toby. Odero managed to keep it alive.
So if you noticed, Toby was the only one who sprinted back, and the rest of the players were walking. And it's things like that that tell you where the mentality or the headspace of KPA is at.
Coaches keep on saying it. It's the little things. It's the little things that come together to bring good basketball. And right now, Nairobi City Thunder are doing the little things. KPA back in that 20-point hole.
Right now, Nairobi City Thunder, they're doing everything. The little things, the small things, the medium-sized things. As we have a timeout on the floor called by KPA.
We got 3 minutes and 14 seconds on the game clock. We saw KPA come to life on the back of some clutch three-point shots from Kisilu. And then Nairobi City Thunder, they called the timeout. They made the adjustments that they needed to make and managed to extend this back to a 20-point lead. But really, looking at the points distribution here for Nairobi City Thunder, you got 3 players in double digits, Ongwae Ding and Adera. You got a supporting cast of Fidel Okoth and Albert Odero and Derek Ogechi. So really, Thunder are playing team ball, whereas KPA have had to rely heavily on Odhiambo's, that's Tobias Odhiambo's, contribution in this game.
His individual efforts. Now, something to note, in the past series against Ulinzi, there's nobody from KPA who averaged more than 2 assists. Like, we didn't even have a single player who, over the 5-game series, when we tallied their assists, there's nobody who, like, the highest was 1.8 assists. So that tells you a lot also about the style of basketball that the KPA need to play. Whereas in Nairobi City Thunder, they move the ball around, like almost everybody can touch the ball in offensive possession, and it doesn't matter who scores. It's just like whenever who gets the first opening, they score. So they get their points within their system.
Okoth kicks it out to Adera. Adera! Oh, Lord. He has got that ball on a string. Those players who have a low center of gravity, it is impossible to steal the ball away from them. And Eugene Adera knows how to get low. He's very, very quick.
Very quick.
And he keeps his head up. He's not keeping his eye on the ball. So he's seeing what's happening on the floor. His court vision is impeccable. And like you said, and like we've been talking about, I really just don't know too many point guards who can play better than he does in the country.
I highly doubt that you would name even 2 who are better than him.
Even one. Name me one who can match up to him.
I don't know. That was your line of thought.
Janelle, I'm putting you on the spot, and you're not stepping out to the plate.
I don't want to name names, but in all honesty, at the pure point guard position, the way he runs it, I doubt that there's a better point guard in the country right now.
Ogechi. He thought he released the ball before he landed, but it's going to be another turnover for Derek Ogechi.
You see the turnovers, KPA have 12 and NCT have 13 turnovers. So the turnovers, they're pretty much balanced as Ogechi launches one. Today his 3-point has been a bit off by his standards.
It's also adjusting to the court, adjusting to the rim. Skisilu way off.
Someone once said, Saleh, first of all, I think that you're bailing him out. Right now, a shooter can shoot anyway. Even if you put a crate and hang it to a wall, if you're a shooter,
shoot.
Yeah. So today, and to think that NCT have an 18-point lead, given that Ogechi has been off from the 3-point land, that says a lot about the caliber. Fidel to Albert. Albert driving, probing. And a turnover.
So we're starting to get to the tail end of this third quarter. And things are not looking good for Kenya Ports Authority.
With 144 and you're 23 points down, and you're missing layups at the rim like that, it's definitely demoralizing. And the crowd is up in anticipation, and Albert does not disappoint, gives them a windmill that rocks the edges. Did you see the crowd standing up with him?
They knew it was coming.
Yeah.
They knew it was coming.
In fact, the fans were urging the ball to be passed out to him because they wanted entertainment. Oh, In the words of Shaquille O'Neal, are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained? Albert Odero knows how to get the crowd fired up.
As Salim Kisilu hits down another 3. Maybe that's something to build on in tomorrow's game.
Yeah, he has 9 points for the game. And now Dismas Baka showing off the depth of this Nairobi City Thunder squad.
Cool, calm, composed, collected.
Exactly. We got under a minute left in this third quarter. Toby Odhiambo slips a little bit. Ball goes out of bounds.
With 12 seconds on the shot clock and 35 seconds left in this third quarter.
Toby inbounds. Wanje finds the bottom of the net. And NCT giving them no time to celebrate. Odero swings the ball to Ogechi as the clock starts to wind down here in the third quarter. Odero spins, dances through the defense, high off the glass finish. Albert Odero, never afraid of the moment.
That one he just ran right through Wanje.
Desmond Awili kicks it out to Kisilu. That will take us to the end of the third quarter. And what a quarter it has been for Nairobi City Thunder, leading now 63-41. And we had expected Kenya Ports Authority to come into this third quarter with a different look, a different energy. But we just haven't seen it. They've had their moments, but anytime they go on a slight scoring run, Thunder's response is, for lack of a better word, thunderous.
I see what you did there. At least the KPA, their percentages have gone up, but it's still not translating to the scoreboard because they ended the half down by 18, and now they've ended the third down by 22.
So take a look at that replay, the windmill dunk from Albert Odero from all kinds of angles. Oh, Lord, someone call ESPN. Let them know we got a highlight reel coming through.
Now, this is basketball, and 10 minutes is a lot of time, and miracles do happen. So, but in case the scoreline remains pretty much the same, I'm trying to think of what are some of the points that KP, what are some of the positive things that they can pick going into tomorrow's game, because they have to get something to build on to go into tomorrow's game. Because tomorrow at 4, they are facing the same team.
You know, top of the list for me, Tranel, is KPA must approach the game with a winning mentality. From the opening whistle, regardless of the score line, the game is not over until that final buzzer at the end of 40 minutes. And we've just not seen that winning mentality here. Number 2, they have to play, you've said it over and over again, their brand of basketball, what works for them. And if that doesn't work, you have to adjust. These are seasoned players on the floor. But at the end of the day, it just comes down to the intangibles. And that's really what Kenya Ports Authority have to do. You see the steal from Wanje fires from deep.
And it's plays like that you know that are totally deflating. Lennox Wanje went out in transition. He was all alone, decides to pull up for the 3, and his teammates, all 4 of them, they hadn't even crossed the half court.
So it now becomes erratic basketball. Kenya Ports Authority are in a panic. They're not making the right decisions. They're not looking for the high percentage shots. And that's just not how you cut down a lead like this, that is continuing to get greater and greater with every passing minute.
Especially against a team that has the caliber that NCT has.
Odhiambo to bring the ball up. Handoff. Mid-range is good for Tobias Odhiambo. And
he has been the one bright spot in KPA.
He really has. As Ogechi, long pass to Ongwayo from the wing. will get you with the rebound. Second chance for Nairobi City Thunder. Baseline with a hand in his face, isn't going to get there. Another offensive rebound for NCT. James Mwangi in traffic. He'll head to the free throw line and shoot 2.
And in that particular play, I would have gambled with allowing James Mwangi to take the 3-point shot and not bit on the pump fake, because he's definitely his drive to the rim is a higher percentage. Will he do the famous Harlem Shake? And yes, he does it. James Mwangi, a crowd entertainer.
He really is. And I think that shake now is just so much a part of his free throws that even at crunch time, like crazy situations, I feel like he would do it. I mean, you coaches say you got to do the same thing over and over again for your free throws, right?
Exactly. Muscle memory. So
you see, if he just stands there, he'll miss.
I guess
he got to shake it.
I guess his waist has become a part of his muscle memory. and he started that thing off as a joke.
James Mwangi, a very fun player to watch. So we're under 9 minutes to go here. And the fourth and final quarter of this game. Mwanje trying to take matters into his own hands. Kicks it out to Desmond Owili. Steps into the J. No. Baka now with the push on transition. Drive. Kick out to Ongwai. One more pass to find Ding in the corner.
Totally unselfish basketball by Tyler to find Fahim in the corner.
Tobias fires. And really nothing is working for KPA, who are shooting 21% from inside the arc. Despite some important three-point shots earlier on, their three-point shooting has gone back to a dismal state. Eric Odondon in the game for Kenya Ports Authority. Here comes Mbaka. Washira, oh my goodness, checks into the game, hits the field goal.
Look, there's one thing we know about Washira. Washira can wake up from sleep and take a shot.
What is a
no
warm-up?
hesitation.
Who needs a warm-up? Shooter's touch.
Warm-up for who? For what?
Is always on green. Shooter's touch always on green. And now the long pass as a loose ball foul has been assessed.
As the referee is explaining his decision.
James Mwangi calling for the unsportsmanlike foul.
James Mwangi, always the inciter, the instigator.
As we take a look at the clutch 3-ball from Fahim. I actually thought it was Ding hitting that shot, but it was Fahim Juma. And Fahim actually was one of the best three-point shooters. There was a season where I would call him one of the best three-point shooters in our league.
Yes, he was.
And then he lost that confidence somewhere along the line when he was playing for Equity Dumas. But it's nice to see him stepping back into it.
Yeah, even with Equity, I remember the series. It was a semi-finals when Equity played KPA, and it went all the way down the wire to Game 5. Fahim was huge in that series against KPA. Equity lost, but Fahim was clearly one of the standout players for Equity. And also, I think if you look at the way the Nairobi City Thunder is constructed, unless it's a very clutch game, but otherwise the minutes they're distributed evenly. Everybody plays almost the same amount of minutes if it's an easy win for them. So, also I think him adjusting to coming from being the star of a team to being one of the stars, one of the many stars in a team, also that maybe might have affected his confidence. But as I pointed out earlier, against Umoja, after not playing regularly before that, but he was put in against Umoja and he delivered and he came through.
We love a good comeback story.
Always.
And Fahim has also been dealing with some personal loss
Yes.
off the floor as well.
Yes.
And that's always really hard to deal
Yes.
with and hard to come back from as a
Yes.
player. So just really happy to see him back to his winning ways.
And back doing what he loves.
Baka handoff to Ogechi. Ogechi to Washira. Washira with the runner. Oh my goodness. Nairobi City Thunder. Everything is working in their favor.
As they are running away with it just like Washira's runner.
It's a 30-point lead for the Thunder. Now here comes Baka bringing the ball up. Washira on the drive, kicks it out to Fahim for the corner. That one comes up short, and Baka picks up a personal foul against Eric Odondo.
And that is his third foul. As the fans are in jubilation for Albert Odero.
Now we have the steal from Megan Yamo, and you can see that Coach Kiki has gone deep into his bench.
I'm wondering, has he gone deep in his bench or has he emptied his bench?
Tomato, tomato.
Maybe, maybe he might find a spark of the bench that he can build on for tomorrow.
Steal. Thunder. James Mwangi with the flush.
James Mwangi has been sipping on the fountain of youth. Ever green, ever fresh.
Rumor has it his real age is 55 years old.
Slale, how can you put rumor and then real in the same sentence? And that's like saying that rumor has its salt really tastes like sugar. Maybe having too much of fun. Ball of James Wangi. Willie, he does. And he gets it to go.
James Mwangi loves it. Loves it.
Let me tell you, when it rains, it pours.
When it rains, it pours. And right now, let me tell you, it is raining cats and dogs in Makande Gymnasium.
The floodgates are definitely open.
The floodgates are open. And Kenya Ports Authority are drowning. It's now a 30-plus lead here for Nairobi City Thunder.
35.
Thunder have held KPA to 43 points. That is a very, very, very low scoring game. It's the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
But under 5 minutes
and
to go
and
here.
they have held them to only 43 points in almost 35 minutes of basketball.
Odero, too strong on that one.
Right now, Thunder are just having fun out there.
That's a tough take.
Beautiful adjustment by Washington. That's a beautiful adjustment right there for him to switch hands mid-air.
And now Thunder playing unselfish basketball. Odero, 8 to shoot. Shovel pass doesn't get to its mark.
And Washington just couldn't control that ball, which results in a turnover for KPA. Yet Trevor Pio had already run down the floor, so it was just simple as first look up before dribbling. Basic basketball. Ken Washira, no hesitation, doesn't get it to drop. It's rebounded by Eric, out to Washington.
So Yecho to bring the ball up. They're swinging it. Pio from downtown isn't going to get there. Washira, you can see he's having a good time.
Oh, he was trying to throw up the alley-oop pass to Albert, but they were not in sync, so he decides to take the shot instead.
And Thunder getting Washira as many chances as they can get for him to try and get a bucket.
And we both know that Ken Washira will not think twice about shooting that thing.
They call him 007 for a reason.
Zero hesitation. We call him 007, we can call him John Rambo, we can call him Jack Bauer. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Okal now at the top of the key. Gets it to Mbaka. 2 to shoot. Koranga should have just let it go. So it's a shot clock violation. And it's a 33-point lead here for Thunder. 3:24 on the clock. Ayecho brings it up. Kicks it out to Yamo. Odondo, 4 feet beyond the 3-point arc. And as ridiculous as that looked, he can hit that shot.
I know. But unfortunately, that particular time, he literally hit nothing. And James Wang is able to somehow come up with that rebound as the ball slips out of Ken Washira's hands. And KPA will get the possession.
James Mwangi has been a rebounding machine for Thunder.
He has.
7 points and 7 rebounds for him so far in this game. As we see now, KPA swinging the ball to find Odondo. Odondo's shooter's touch still isn't there yet.
As the ball comes off James Mwangi and KPA retain the possession. I mean, even if you look at the KPA bench, like right now they're totally out of it, and they need to figure out how to make it a competition tomorrow. Otherwise, they'll just be going to Nairobi as a formality. But I think that they are going to bring the heat tomorrow. I have a feeling.
I certainly hope so. I think it's safe to say that this game is definitely out of their reach. And like you said, it's now time to turn their attention to what happens tomorrow. It's the last time they host at home. And to be honest, Turnell, I think at this point it comes to pride. You can lose, yes, but lose with your head high, knowing you gave your all, knowing that you gave your best. And I don't think we've seen our best from Kenya Ports Authority tonight.
I totally agree with you. I believe in basketball there are good losses and there are bad losses. For example, today with Zetec, that was a good loss. This is a bad loss.
Mwangi, right pocket, not going to get there. And Kenya Ports Authority now playing run and gun basketball.
As Monte Kimba doesn't get that running floater to go. This must be hounded by Washington Ayecha. Forced to give it up. Finds Washira with a hesitation, pull up jumper, and gets it to go. And see, there's something that people not many people know about Ken. The amount of work that he puts into his game. That guy, he's always training. Like, even with or without the team training, he's always training individually.
Go to Nyayo Stadium on any given day, at any awkward time of the day. Those weird times at like 12:30 or an awkward time in the morning, and you will find him there working on his shot and working on his game. So I do agree with you. He's a very hard-working player, and it shows.
I think it's safe to say that this game is over and done with. We have 43 seconds left.
And Koranga steps on the line.
Oh, okay. I thought that the ball was deflected out of play, but I guess you saw it better.
And They are going to let the game clock wind down as KPA go belly up in game 1 of this best of 5 series against Nairobi City Thunder. Thunder went for the jugular, I would say, in the third quarter, and you have spoken about the importance of how you come out of the halftime, how you treat the third quarter, but I think that's when the complete energy shift took place, and Thunder knew they were completely in control of this game. So it's a blowout loss for Kenya Ports Authority, and the real question is, what can they do differently to come back into game 2 and give themselves a fighting chance?
Yeah, I mean, because this is a 34-point loss at home. You know, for me, I will still repeat this. I think KPA, you know, Slale, you don't become a champion when you lift a trophy. You become a champion when you start playing like one. And today, Kenya Ports Authority did not play like champions. So I think it's more of the mindset. Once that shifts, I'm sure we'll have a game on our hands.
Well, as Trinell has said, the action will continue tomorrow. We will have another double header. The ladies playing at 2 and the men playing at 4 p.m. You don't want to miss out. From myself, Saleh Shani, and Trinell, we'll see you there.